So we'll jump into it now. So myself, if you don't know me or we haven't crossed paths before, I'm a technical consultant for BuildingPoint. We look after the Trimble building suite. So my previous experience is civil and structural drafting, mainly around 3D and 2D systems, no 4D collaboration, civil and structural construction, post-tension concrete contracting, and BIM systems coordinating. If you have any questions around that, also got knowledge of the Autodesk system, so collaboration around that is highly beneficial. My current role at BuildingPoint is around Trimble Connect, looking after the Trimble Connect system and making sure that everything runs smoothly, implementations, etc. Trimble Mixed Reality, so your Sight Vision, your HoloLens, the XR10, any of that sort of system, Tekla structures, hardware and software integrations, as well as customer development and implementation. So if you have any questions about how to implement this in the future, feel free to reach out. I'll drop my email. Basically, you can send myself an email and message here, or I'll drop my email at the end of the meeting. So today's session, Trimble Connect overview. Basically, then we'll just jump into getting started with Trimble Connect. We'll try and keep it as concise as possible. It should take only about 15-20 minutes. Using Trimble Connect, what your Trimble Connect support lines are, so whether you're after support locally or if there's any sort of development queries that you have, we can reach out to the Trimble and do so, as well as some Q&A at the end as well. So Trimble Connect, for those that are not aware, Trimble Connect is basically the center of the Trimble ecosystem when it comes to common data environments. We have a web browser, a Windows app, mobile application for your tablet and phone, as well as mixed reality. Everything's powered by the Trimble cloud, so any collaboration that does happen is across all these platforms, and it is live. So we can export something out of TBC up into Trimble Connect, whether it be a 3D model or a 2D drawing, and view it with the structural or the architectural Revit model. A little bit more about the overview. Trimble Connect is bringing formats together in which we couldn't really bring together in any other common data environment before. So RVTs or Revit files, as you can see here, is one of those major leaps in the right direction. So a truly common data platform and common data environment is essential when it comes to reading these formats. So a lot of these will be IFCs, DWGs, DXFs, steps, and IGES. Now SKPs and Revit files. Now we can add one to that as well and be Tekla files as well now. So if you do have any projects where you're actually working, whether you're on the surveying side or the construction side, and you're working with architects that want to give Revit files, and structural designers and structural detailers that want to give Tekla files or IFC files, you can actually bring all those together and into this one common data environment, view all this in the one location as well, create RFIs, create views, create your own views, modify the elements as well. So you can move an object from point A to point B and go out there and load Trimble Connect up on your tablet and start setting out based on that. So a little bit more about the Trimble Connect overview is the web browser has the ability to track activity. So we can track activity and changes throughout the project, keeping everyone accountable. So as you can see here on the left, you can see that we've got several people that have uploaded models or changed models, downloaded models, drawings, and the like. So we can actually do all that in the cloud. Basically a register of all the actions happening throughout the project. It's probably important to realize as well that Trimble Connect isn't just a model platform. Think of it as Dropbox. Think of it as a free Dropbox that enables you to have as much data as you like, whether you're using text files, Excel files, you can load all that up into Trimble Connect, and it'll open up in the actual format itself on your desktop. So even if it's in the cloud, you can do that. All data is live as well, so you don't have to send those Friday afternoon emails for deliverables anymore. You can just upload them. People will be able to jump on and keep you guys accountable. So if you said that you wanted to upload it Friday, they can jump on Monday and see whether you actually did upload it on Friday. Obviously, a lot of people these days around now is working from home or working on the weekends, so you can track those changes as well. So that's pretty much it for the Trimble Connect overview. Pencil down any questions you might have before we jump into a live demo, as well as getting started with Trimble Connect as well. Getting started with Trimble Connect. Now, all you need is a Trimble ID. Trimble IDs are universal across all Trimble products, so most of you will have one. If not, they can be easily created by going to a Trimble Online Programs landing page, such as Trimble Connect. You can just type in Trimble Connect, pop it up in Google, click on it, and sign up. It's free and it's universal. So if you happen to basically use TBC or RealWorks or Tekla or SketchUp, Trimble IDs can be signed in on those, and they are, again, universal. Now, a free license of Trimble Connect enables you as much offline use as you like, so you can view and collaborate on your desktop. When we move on to the online and cloud-based collaboration, we can have 10 online projects with unlimited invites. So that's until the end of June. Then that will be tailored back to 1 online project and 5 invites. Basically 50 cents a day is what the going rate for Trimble Connect is at the moment. So if you guys would like to invest in or investigate any of those, feel free to reach out and we can put some pricing together around your current workflow. So now I'll jump into a quick little live demo. It'll only be a couple of minutes worth, and then we'll jump into the next stage. So this screen that we can see here is the Trimble Connect web landing page. We can access all our projects on here. We can create our own new little projects as well, easily by denoting what subscription we want to use. So we've got our own Herger Group subscription. We can enter a name to that project, enter an image, where the server location is sitting, as well as some more options. For this exercise, I'll open up the existing project that we've got. So in here, we can actually open up these files one by one if we like. We can also send these files to people. So if we've got a file structure here, let's say this pimp 001, we can actually share this to people. So share a link and send the link to people for those model files. If we were to go back, we can actually go through the Explorer, go to Views, Releases, so basically any sort of key pinpoints of the project. So let's say you have a detailed survey, you have to release a detailed survey today, you can release a detailed survey and then just keep revving up that detailed survey. Going through to activity, hopefully there's not much of it, but you can see that there's a fair bit of activity here, whether user joined or metadata downloaded, etc. To-dos or an RFI, so basically this can be used as your own internal email system. Creating an RFI or creating a to-do is as simple as clicking this up the top here, give it a title, give it a due date, assign it to someone in the project, and give it any tags that you decide. Now, if you've assigned this to someone, they'll receive this as a notification in their emails, and then we'll move on from there. Now, if you've got multiple people that you want to send it to, you can actually create a group. So if you've got a team of, let's go back to the building side and go structural detailers, and you've got 4 structural detailers, you can actually assign a group called structural detailers and send it to all that group. And you can do it company-wide, you can do whatever you like. So we'll go back to data. Team is literally just all your users in the project. So back to data and Explorer. What we'll do from here is actually open up one of the files. So we'll open up this 3D model. We can open up a 2D drawing as well, but for this one we'll open up the 3D viewer. So this just takes a second to load up, and then we can view this model in the 3D browser. Once it's in this 3D browser, we're able to do reports, and we're also able to colorize the model how we see fit. We can also do this for drawings. Now, any survey data that you've got as well, we can load that into Trimble Maps, and I'll show you how to do that next. And we can load that up and georeference all our data. So this is our structural model. We've got, basically, if we go to see details here, we can see that it's version 4. So revision control is a thing of the past. Revision control actually happens automatically through Trimble Connect. We'll move down to, we'll just go down to the reporting side just to show you guys what it can do. Something as simple as this, filter by name. Let's go filter by class, so IFC class, and hit colorize. And all these columns here are actually able to be edited, so we can actually add our own parameters if we do feel so as well. We can export this list to Excel, or we can print this list as well. Now, if we were to start getting points, let's say a point of a location, or we've got basically a whole bit of survey data and we wanted to make sure that everything was in the right spot, we can actually get the X, Y, and Z coordinates to each point. So we can actually select a point here. Just give it 2 seconds. Select that point. It'll give us X, Y, and Z coordinates to each of those points. We can also do dimensions, basically from that point and down. It doesn't do your X, Y, and Z, it'll just do your linear dimension. It'd be great if it did, and we'll just wait and see if that's a feature coming. Apart from that, a lot of the stuff up the top is all your very generic model manipulation and model viewing tools, in which I won't go through. But if you have any questions on it, feel free to reach out and we can touch base on that. Now, this is the web viewer, this is the web browser. If we were to apply for any of the other applications, we can just go up to the cube up here and we can open up the applications. Now, so this is where we can download the desktop version, and then I'll show you through the desktop version as well. So we open this one up. And what that would do is give us a download page, and what we're able to do is download Connect for Windows. Now this is where basically use it as a Dropbox. We can drag and drop all your files into here and then synchronize that up with the cloud. So we'll jump into here. This is the desktop version. Very similar interface. We can drag and drop any file that we like. We've got PDFs, we've got sketches, we've got photos. We can actually drag and drop here and hit publish, or upload all files to server. If we were to go into the 3D view, simple as this. We've got all the same functionalities. We've got clash checking. We've also actually got document linking. So if you've got, let's say, a point on site, let's say you've got 2 seconds, something's just happened there. Where am I? Cool. So let's say you've got a point out on site and that you wanted to take a photo of that point and make sure that everything is in the right spot. You can actually take a photo and assign it to that point. So like this. We've taken a photo of this column, applied it to that column, and away we go. If you're using Trimble Connect on the Sight Vision units, so any of your mixed reality applications, it'll actually geo-reference these photos for you and publish it into Trimble Maps. So you won't have to worry about attaching the photos. So furthermore, I won't go through any further on the modeling side, but we can actually load in point clouds as well. So we can modify and view point clouds in here. We can actually adjust the thickness to our own computer specs and the size of the points as well. Now, just for ease of the demo, risky, but let's do this. 4.2 gig point cloud, loads instantaneously. So once it's all been processed on one computer, you don't have to be processing it on the next. You can just load in this pottery file and away we go. Cool. Now I'll go through the next spot. I can jump back into the live demo as well at a later point, but for now we'll just move on. Trimble Connect support. Now we've actually got our own support teams skilled up with Trimble Connect. So whether it's on the SciTech, UPG or BuildingPoint, we can share resources among the 3 Herga Group companies. We've actually got Altera, and that's Altera in New Zealand, and we can actually go through them as well. Trimble, we've got connect-support@trimble.com. Now that's their Trimble Connect support line, ideally used for any features that are not working properly, not synchronizing. Unfortunately, we can't troubleshoot that where they can. There is an online community as well where any documentation, getting started, any questions that you may have, you can post up there and see whether anyone else is using it as well. It's basically a forum. So Q&A. If anyone's got any questions, feel free to drop them into the chat below. I know this is all short and sweet, and we can go through it in further detail if you ask. So we can move on from here. Hayden, are those XYZ in the local grid? So that's in the local grid. So that's in regards to that file that we've loaded in. Now, if I go back into Trimble Connect, just give me 2 seconds. So basically moving from point to point shifts it. Now that's based on its own model origin. In saying so, those points are local in regards to local towards the model, not the actual. It can be the project, and it should be the project if the X, Y, and Z coordinates are the right. So that's the answer to that one. Cool. Awesome. Just wait a couple of minutes. If anyone else has any questions, we can run through those. Well, we will have another session on the Trimble Connect side of things. If you have any questions and want to be a part of that next session, I will take them on board, and we can amend those into that next session there. If I think of anything that should have been in this session and I've missed that, my apologies, and I will be adding that into the next session. But until then, thank you for that. Thank you for attending this session, and hopefully you found it beneficial. And if you've got any questions in the future, feel free to shoot them to this email here. And what we can do is have a chat offline. Excellent. Thanks, guys.